The Design Tourist is in Valencia, Spain. It's the country's third largest city, rich in culture, craft, and history. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage designated city because it's one of 32 cities along the Silk Road. In this episode, we're going to explore Valencia's ties to the Silk Road and how it produced fascinating people and places.
Valencia City, the capital of Valencia province, has many claims to fame. It's the birthplace of Paella, growers of Valencia oranges, the cradle of ceramics production, a world design capital, and a 2024 European Green Capital. Valencia is a city of contrast, where the futuristic architecture of Santiago Calatrava shares the same space as UNESCO World Heritage sites, where the past and the present collide in a fascinating mashup of culture, cuisine, and commerce. Let's get started. This Mediterranean seaside city on the Iberian Peninsula shows a different side of Spain, where progressive ideas harmonize with a reverence for its cultural roots. My search for experiences beyond the mainstream attractions of Madrid or Barcelona led me to Valencia, Spain's third largest city. I met up with my local guide, Adrian Torres Astaburuaga. The architect and urban planner hosts architectural tours of Valencia. We start in the Old Town.
The result of a succession of layers, historical layers. We are an old city, it's a Roman city, we have the Arab period, we have a Christian silk golden age, but we have Art Nouveau as well, we have contemporary modern architecture, and we have also star system architecture and futuristic architecture. So we have different periods and they all coexist.
Valencia is one of Spain's oldest settlements. It was founded by the Romans in 130 BC and was subsequently ruled by different cultures. The city has 12 UNESCO World Heritage designations, comprised of places, events, and practices preserved for their contributions to the city's history and culture. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Valencia's strategic location along the Silk Road introduced Eastern cultures to its citizens, influencing art, culture, and cuisine. To understand Valencia's origins, I started the Old Town, the medieval heart of the city. A pedestrian bridge leads to the entrance, passing between two towers, remnants of the old city wall. The bridge offers a sweeping view of Valencia's linear park, built on the dried-up Turia riverbed that serves as a recreational byway. On any given day, you'll find locals walking, exercising, and enjoying the forested nature trail that runs the length of the city. Turia Park is Valencia's most important public project, and it's a source of civic pride.
That space is connected like a long central park that creates a kind of inner wood, inner space to run, to have contact with nature and so on. It is essential for breathing and essential as well for being the green next capital in Europe.
Turia is Spain's largest urban park, and it spans over 250 acres. This redevelopment project helped Valencia earn the distinction as the 2024 European Green Capital from the European Commission, which honors cities that reduce their environmental impact and improve the quality of life for residents. The Serranos Towers stand guard at the entrance to the Old Town. The city icon, with its two turrets that once anchored the city wall, is a popular community gathering spot.
You see the mark, the footprint of the wall with a door for going out and doing for surveillance. that was connecting here and then surrounding the whole city. We demolished this piece of the wall in the late 19th century. And this construction is for the 14th century. This piece is very interesting because it's done in what we call a civil Gothic. It's done as a military piece, but with some fine style, with Gothic style.
Plaza de la Virgen anchors the Old Town as a public square surrounded by iconic landmarks, including the Valencia Cathedral, the Basilica of Our Lady of the Forsaken, and the Fountain of Turia. The Valencia Cathedral dates from the 13th century and sits on a site once occupied by a mosque and a Roman temple. The limestone cathedral combines Romanesque, Gothic, and Baroque architecture. Unlike other great cathedrals, it doesn't entirely face a public square. Its complex footprint results from several phases of construction and architectural styles.
This cathedral adapts to an apparently chaotic and complex pattern, and is done by pieces, by periods, different doors, Gothic, Mannerist, Rococo, Romanesque even.
Inside the Basilica of Our Lady of the Forsaken, I sit to admire its elaborately painted dome ceiling and an altar carved in marble with gold leafing. The Baroque-style chapel is dedicated to the patron saint of the city and was built between 1652 and 1667.
This is a scene of one of Valencia's intangible cultural heritage designations. I'm here in the Valencia Cathedral, right here in front, sitting in one of the chairs of El Tribunal de las Aguas. It's a council of elders that meet right here every Thursday at noon to resolve conflicts face to face. This started over 1,000 years ago with farmers meeting to settle disputes such as irrigation issues. Every Thursday right here.
The Tribunal of Aguas is the oldest institution of justice in Europe. Judges sit in leather chairs in a semicircle in front of the church door and settle irrigation disputes. After handing down decisions, judges patiently pose for photos with tourists. Now, when the tribunal is not in session, their ceremonial chairs are on display in an exhibit in the building next to the cathedral. For a bird's eye view of the city, I suggest a climb up the cathedral tower El Miguelete. It stands 50 meters tall. The tower entrance is next to the cathedral's main door. The bell tower was constructed on an octagonal base over 4 centuries, starting in 1381. A spiral staircase leads to the top. So I start my climb, which requires some stamina and a stable pair of walking shoes.
I'm climbing 207 steps.
I arrive at the top of the bell tower and a panoramic view of the city opens up. Since the mid-1500s, the 10-ton bell, known as El Miguelete, rings every hour on the hour, once helping the city keep time. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Valencia thrived as Europe's leading producer and exporter of silk. Merchants conducted business at the Silk Exchange, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The courtyard entrance is filled with orange trees, a reminder of the city's orange-growing legacy, which produces a variety bearing its namesake, the Valencia orange.
The Silk Exchange is perhaps the most important architectural treasure here in Valencia. It was built in the 15th century, and what makes this so significant is its cathedral-like quality with construction, artisanship, materials. That was something typically reserved for religious buildings, but this is a public building. It's for the commoners.
The first room of the Silk Exchange draws the eye to the intricately carved wood ceiling beams. The main building is known as the Contractor's Room and housed the silk market. The hall has 3 main aisles crowned by cross vaults resting on soaring pillars. The floor is paved with different colors of marble, and on the walls, a Latin inscription in Gothic characters reminds the merchants of their duties to be honest and good Christians. Next, I set out to shop for local products and fresh produce at the Central Market. A large glass dome anchors the bustling indoor market, which sells cheeses, dried ham, fruits, vegetables, fresh seafood, and other local dishes. This is the grocery store for locals to buy fresh food daily. Mercado Colón is another popular shopping spot for locals. Its steel trusses, glass skylights, and ceramic art are architectural marvels. A few blocks away, the North train station catches my eye for its ceramic art. Inside, you'll discover masterworks of ceramic mosaics. Ceilings, columns, and walls are covered in decorative ceramic designs. In the main office, whole artworks crafted of ceramic pieces are on display. From the North train station, you can take the train to Madrid, about an hour and 40-minute train ride, or to Barcelona, about a 2-hour, 40-minute train ride. Now that's if you take the fast train. Near the train station, I stopped to check out a coliseum that hosts bullfighting shows. It catches my attention not for the Matador statue, but rather the posters advertising Las Fallas, a huge festival in March. Spanning the streets above, I see huge lighted banners, decorations going up in anticipation of Valencia's famous festival. Up next, we'll explore Las Fallas, a festival of renewal that lights up the city.
At the time we're traveling, it is the day before the start of Las Fallas. It's an intangible UNESCO Cultural Heritage designation. And here's what happens. During the entire month here in Valencia, Las Fallas is a celebration. It's music, it's dance, and it's also a display and a burning of what they call effigies. These are monuments or protagonists that artists make. I'm going to take you later to the Las Fallas Museum to learn more, but all around the city above me, you can see these lighted decorations that adorn the streets.
Las Fallas is a festival of renewal. It celebrates the arrival of spring, and it takes place during the month of March. Events start on March 1st with daily fireworks, and on March 15th, workers install more than 700 figures known as niñots, enormous caricatures and satirical statues. These niñots serve as commentary on politics, pop culture, and current events. Artisans create these cardboard niñots for months before the main event, and then they're set on fire on the 19th and 20th amid a spectacle of light, music, and fireworks. Each year, Valencians vote to save 2 niñats, which find a permanent home in the Las Fallas Museum. Niñats up for a pardon are publicly displayed at the Niñat Exposition at the Sciences Museum, part of the City of Arts and Sciences complex. Visitors can view and vote for their favorite niñats to spare from the flames until March 15th, when the 2 are pardoned and the niñats are announced. If you missed the Las Fallas Festival, I highly recommend visiting the Fallas Museum, which has hundreds of pardoned niñats on display, plus festival posters, costumes, and portraits of past Las Fallas queens.
The niñats are meant to make statements about culture, about politics, about current affairs. And you can see they look like caricatures. A lot of them with silly facial expressions, funny eyes, silly gestures, poses. It's really just about not taking yourself too seriously. That's the spirit of the festival, not to take yourself so seriously. The museum also has a collection of festival posters. So each year, there is a new Las Fallas poster created in honor of the festival.
Before I leave the old town of Valencia, I stop in at the Horchateria de Santa Catalina, the city's famous cafe for its ceramic-clad facade and walls, and for serving up a Valencian drink known as horchata. It's made from tiger nuts. Inside, I admire all the intricate decorative ceramic tile vignettes on the stairs and the walls of just about every inch of this cafe. The cafe is decorated with Meneses ceramic tiles, renowned lusterware. Meneses ceramics are named after the city in the Valencia province where artisans produce it using techniques originated by the early Arab settlers. The decorative ceramic tiles are known for their shiny surfaces and blue edging. I leave old Valencia for future Valencia, on view at the City of Arts and Sciences, designed by Valencia's world-famous architect Santiago Calatrava. The complex contains cultural buildings and defines the city's skyline. The hulking blue ceramic-clad clamshell, known as the Agora Building, houses Forum, a cultural center. The exoskeleton steel structure encases cell-like spaces inside, made of organic and sustainable materials.
Calatrava is a futurist and an engineer, and this building was built as a symbol of progress and looking towards the future after coming out of a dictatorship. And what it's done for the area is completely revitalize it.
The buildings Santiago Calatrava built in his hometown are a must-see for architectural tourists. I spent several days in the city experiencing Calatrava's structures up close. His buildings emanate a gravitational pull, commanding you to stop, stare in awe, and ponder the engineering genius that created these structures. The Performing Arts Center, the Science Center, and the aquarium comprise the complex, as if living organisms that respond to the sun and shade, some appearing to defy gravity. Santiago's work pushes the bounds of engineering into new possibilities, which is precisely the brilliance of this architectural mastermind. In the United States, you can see Calatrava's architectural brilliance at the Oculus train station in Manhattan. The City of Arts and Sciences could pass for a sci-fi movie set, as it has for several futuristic films, including The Suicide Squad, Tomorrowland, Andor, and many TV shows, including Westworld and Doctor Who. Calatrava's imprint on the city's infrastructure is evident throughout Valencia. The architect designed 4 suspended cabled bridges that span the Turia riverbed as sculptural landmarks.
He's our most international architect. Valencia has somehow bet in him as a large and big architect, star architect. So the City of Art and Science has somehow put the city of Valencia in the map. Many people come to see Valencia because they want to see this Calatrava's project, but somehow Calatrava has been our ambassador to the world.
Valencia is a huge supporter of art in public places, and in many roundabouts, you'll see sculptures anchoring the traffic circles. Valencia's culinary culture is rooted in its signature dish paella. It's served up in various iterations. Now, Spain is also known for its dry hams, and around town you can find butcher shops selling a wide variety of whole legs on display. Now, I am in search of authentic paella. Locals tell me to head to the beach for some of the best.
While in Valencia, you absolutely have to have paella because this is the cradle of it. It's basically where it was invented. And the best place to have paella is along the beach. You can see it's just wall-to-wall restaurants where you can get the fresh dish. Okay, so a word of advice. If you want the real deal, order either the seafood paella or the chicken or meat paella. Do not order the combo paella because that's for tourists.
A day at the beach is part of the Valencia experience. The city enjoys nearly year-round agreeable temperatures, ideal for beachside activities and sports.
We like to enjoy small things in life. We just like to enjoy a good meal with our friends in a terrace, or going to swim to the beach, or going to the Albufera Park in the south to connect with nature. So I would say we start to know how to live well, I would say.
While at the beach, I take a stroll through the residential district of nearby El Cabanyal, a collection of former fishermen's cabins and houses.
The area is undergoing gentrification, so what was once worker housing is now becoming prized and pricey real estate.
That night, I check out the city's art scene at Centro de Arte Hortensia Herrero, a jewel of a museum with contemporary works including multimedia installations, mind-bending optics, immersion experiences, and other experiential works. Valencia at night is aglow downtown, ideal for a stroll to admire the illuminated architecture, including the ethereal post office and telegraph building with its glowing marble statues on the facade. And by the waterfront, the city of arts and sciences commands the night sky.
I say goodbye to Valencia, a city that's progressive with an eye towards the future, but also that stays in close contact with its history and its heritage. And I gotta say, I am so impressed by the city's commitment to preserving its cultural heritage through all of those UNESCO designations and also the environmental stewardship here. Until the Design Tourist travels again, stay curious, stay inspired, and never lose your sense of adventure.